Aha, here we are. It took a minute to configure, but we are live on Facebook with one of our new antique bowls. I know that's a bit of a non sequitur, but this is a antique Tibetan singing bowl. Every year we go to Kathmandu and we visit a bunch of singing bowl suppliers and we pick out some of the best new bowls as well as picking out antique bowls. Now in the case of antique singing bowls like this one, we rely on a bunch of different experts, and over the years we've become experts as well at finding really great bowls. We have 3 or 4 sources in Kathmandu, and you know there's a lot of places online where you're going to find antique bowls, and 3 or 4 of them are extremely legitimate, and we'll even talk about who they are. I don't mind telling you the competition on antique singing bowls. Most people who are talking about selling antique bowls are not selling antique bowls. We have new bowls, we have cast bowls, we have antique bowls, but this is a really spectacular antique bowl. It's a third eye chakra bowl, and it is Old Bowl 257 is the number for it, and I thought I'd play it for you first. One of the great things about older bowls is there's an incredible complexity of tone. There's an extremely low tone, a very clear tone when being sung, and then if you lighten your touch on it, you can get a harmonic overtone. So there are 3 unique tones in this bowl, and for a relatively small bowl, it's about 8 inches across, weighs about a kilo and a half. For a relatively small bowl, the walls are really thin, so you get a very deep tone as well as a really high harmonic tone when being sung. This bowl predates the Cultural Revolution in Tibet, so this bowl is at least 80 years old. I've seen bowls of this similar quality and style sold as 300, 400, 500 years old. I don't necessarily believe that's how old this bowl is, but it definitely predates the Cultural Revolution. It came originally from Tibet, and they're collected now in Nepal by Tibetans. And the Tibetans that we work with collect these bowls, go all over the area in Nepal and in India and in Bhutan. They find these bowls and then provide them for us. Then we go through hundreds of bowls to pick our favorites and the nicest bowls we can possibly find. Now, I always like to say when we're talking about singing bowls, we do carry cast bowls, which are as low as $49 a piece. So you can buy an inexpensive bowl if you're just using it for meditation timing or for mindfulness practice or yoga. If you're looking for a real spectacular instrument, something that is a piece of history from some of the great master singing bowl makers in Nepal, these antique bowls really can't be beat. When I first started traveling to Nepal 20 years ago, these bowls were everywhere. I mean, there were so many antique bowls, tens and tens of thousands of them were in shops in Nepal at any time. Now you go into the shops in Nepal and you find a handful, sometimes 10, 15, 20. The people who really do it full time might have 100 and will play all the bowls and only pick maybe 10 or 15. So we got about 50 of these really spectacular bowls just shipped to us from Kathmandu. So again, I'm going to sing this for you, and hopefully the microphone picks it up really well. We've upgraded our microphone a little bit here. It's got an incredible, incredible tone, and then when struck, you get another tone entirely, and the tones really layer on top of each other. The other great thing about a really high quality bowl is they will just ring and ring and ring and ring. This bowl will ring for over a minute when it's struck. This bowl is about $700. We again carry bowls in all kinds of price ranges, but the quality of this bowl is absolutely exceptional. I do sometimes talk about some of the other people selling Tibetan bowls online because I think it's important that you know there are some really good people out there selling Tibetan bowls. Garuda Trading in the UK has really, really high quality bowls. Tiger has great bowls in Arizona, and then Bodhisattva.com has a great set of bowls. They have just beautiful ones, not very many at a time, but they provide sound files and have beautiful bowls. Other than those three people, I would say everyone else who is selling antique bowls online are actually selling new bowls that are made to look antique. So be very careful when buying singing bowls. And I just want to make sure that you understand we're not the only ones selling great quality singing bowls, but we go to Nepal every year, at least twice a year. We pick out all of our bowls by hand. We do the research, we do the due diligence, and these bowls are absolutely authentic Tibetan bowls from before the Cultural Revolution and the takeover of Tibet by China. So these bowls may be a few hundred years old, but we know they're at least 80 to 90 years old. I'm going to play this for you one more time. And this is available on our site. We just made it live. And we've got about 40 to 50 more antique bowls coming up. And yes, we do have 30 new moon bowls that will be coming up on the site soon. I just love the tone of this bowl. I handpicked this bowl for its tone and also for its beauty. You can see, if we can get some of the details, you can see all the hand hammer marks. And on our website, you can actually watch how bowls are made in the traditional way. We have them made in the traditional way. And you can also see a lot of extra little lines. I don't know if you can see it in here. There's sort of a line that's been carved around the outside. Those are usually done for tuning purposes to make sure that the bowl is tuned absolutely perfectly and you get that very, very clear tone. If you buy an inexpensive hand-hammered singing bowl, it might be extremely dissonant with multiple different tones that don't match each other. This bowl has a high harmonic note here, and then when I press a little harder, I get the deeper tone. And then if I strike it, I get that sort of mid-range tone. You can also add a mallet to any of these, and the mallet tone is an entirely different tone as well. So you can get an enormous number of different tones out of each of these bowls. As I mentioned, this is about a $700 bowl, pretty expensive for a regular singing bowl, but it's not a regular singing bowl. This is a true piece of Tibetan culture and Tibetan history made by master singing bowl makers at least 80, 90 years ago. And the tone in this bowl is just spectacular. There's less of these bowls every year. There's going to be a point when we go to Nepal and we just can't find any antique bowls left, which is why so many people are selling antique bowls that just look really dirty and rusty and they've just aged them. Unfortunately, that's happening quite a bit. But we guarantee these bowls are unique and antique, and you can really tell with the sound that you get from this bowl how beautifully made this bowl is. There's almost nothing to compare to it with current modern bowls being made today. So that's our third eye singing bowl. If you go to our singing bowl page, you'll find it at the bottom of the page. If you go to our new products page, you'll find it right on top of the page. And we'll be adding this video to that page so you can hear it on our site as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget, if you happen to live in Michigan or nearby Michigan, we have an open house on Small Business Saturday. That's a week from this upcoming Saturday, the day after Black Friday. And we will be here. Our whole staff will be here. You can meet everyone at the Dharma shop and play some of these bowls for yourself. Thanks so much for watching.